today's planning meeting. In view of the hot weather, we've got a few absences and a couple of substitutes. Councillor Charters and Councillor McLaren, thank you for your attendance. Oh, sorry, and yourself, thank you. So, we'll start as we mean to go on. Apologies for absence.
We've received apologies from Councillors Hoban, Essasane, Nasheen and Woodvine.
Thank you. Do we have any urgent business?
None received, Chair.
Any declarations of interest? No. Have we received any public questions?
None received, Chair.
Thank you. Minutes of previous meeting for members' approval?
Yeah,
Approved?
yeah.
Approved. Thank you. So we'll move on to the first item, is land adjacent to Gorse Mill, Gorse Street, Chadderton. And I'll pass over to one of the planning colleagues. Matthew, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. This application is for the erection of 10 new warehouse units. The application is before you because it's a major application as it brings forward 1,000 square metres of new floor space. The drawing before you shows the applicant's ownership in blue and the application site outlined in red. The application site here, just an aerial view, gives a bit more context. So the application site is 4.7 of a hectare. It's in a business employment area in the local plan. It's a previous developed site that's currently a car park, which will cross 2 levels, it's split level. To the south of the picture there, you can see it's got Whitegate Lane, it's called, is 3 rows of terrace properties that back onto the site. To the north is Gorse Mill itself, and then to the west, sorry, I was trying to figure out there. West is Gorse Lane, where the access comes from. Some photos here for the context of the site. The top left photo shows the split level nature of the site, and you can see the 2 lanes there is the ramp up and the ramp down from the upper level. The middle top photo shows Gorse Mill itself, and then the top right photo shows the context of the car park and the nearest residential properties, which are those ones that I spoke about. And then the bottom left corner shows the access to the site, or one of the accesses to the existing assets to the site, which is actually the exit. And the far right photo shows where that white sign is, that's the entrance to the car park. It's got an in and an out. This is the proposed layout of the site. So you can see, again, it's split over 2 levels. The circles in the centre of both the levels is showing the turning for large vehicles. Around the southern edge of both parcels, the upper and the lower, there's car parking on the edge. And then to the north of them, backing onto Gorse Mill, is the actual proposed units. And as you can see, the units have been pushed as far back into the site as they can be, so that there's ample separation between the proposed units and the existing residential properties. Oh, just a side note, obviously, as it's on an existing car park, there's across the car park now is 140 odd spaces, but that'll be reduced down obviously as a result of the works and making sure there's turning, but there will be 43 spaces retained. This is the proposed elevation and shows the split level nature of the site. So bringing to the material planning considerations of the application, the principle of the development is established. It's a previous developed site within a business employment area. It's to retain employment on the site. So that meets the local policies 1 and 14. In terms of design, it's quite a simple design as you've seen from the elevation in terms of pallet materials and things of an appearance you would expect in a business employment area. In terms of the neighbours, I noted the closest neighbours are on that Whitegate Lane. They're approximately 45 metres away, so that's ample separation. And there's conditions brought forward from a previous submission for the same development. This is a renewal of permission, which control hours and noise and the storage of outdoor storage, so that the space for the movements is retained. Again, the matter in terms of the impact on the highway is covered. it's not considered that the amount of parking that's there is now required, and that it won't have a significant impact on the local highway safety. Just a review there of the consultees. So obviously no objections raised from the highway engineer, no objections subject to the conditions brought forward from the previous application from Environmental Health. Our Drainage College had no objections subject to conditions, and GMU had no objections subject to some bio enhancement. The site is not required to make the mandatory 10% BNG because it's a previous site and there isn't more than 25 square metres of loss. So it is exempt. However, the policies now in the regional spatial framework require that all developments bring forward some bio enhancements. So there's a condition to address that. So the application is for you with a recommendation of approval, and all the conditions are outlined in the officer report in section 17. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Matthew. Do we have any questions for the officer? Do we have any debate on the matter? Would anybody like to recommend approval? Okay. Councillor Chat, okay. All in favour? That passed unanimously. Thank you. We now move on to item number 2, the Vestacare Stadium. Yeah. Okay. We'll pass over to the officer.
Thank you, Chairman, and good afternoon. So the application before you now is for the retention of some existing containers on the Vestacare Stadium grounds. The application is before members this afternoon because the site actually belongs to the council, and there has been some objections to the proposal. So on the screen there is the site location plan. Shows the Vestacare Stadium grounds edged in blue, and with the section edged in red being the particular section of the grounds where the development actually relates. And that's an aerial view of the site, just to give some context. At the top of the image there is Green Lane, which is part of a conservation area, and to the bottom is the White Bank Road, and then to the left of the image is Elm Road. So the application site is actually right in the middle of the image there. So that's the site layout of the development. The two containers to the right will serve as the changing rooms, while the food kiosk is the one to the left, and to the bottom of the image there is the container that will serve as a storage facility for the development. Just to point out, the application is for permission to retain the containers on a permanent basis. There was temporary permission, or there were 2 temporary permissions, one for the food kiosk for 3 years, and as well as the storage container, and then another one for the changing rooms, also for 3 years. So the 3 years in both cases has now lapsed, and so the applicants come in for permission for permanent retention of the containers. The temporary permission was to give the planning authority the opportunity to assess the likely impact of the proposal on the amenity of residents. So in terms of the material planning considerations relating to the proposal, the first issue to consider is the principle of the development. So the structures that are being retained will be serving ancillary purposes to the established lawful use of the site. So, and as a result of that, the proposal is considered acceptable in principle. So the site falls within the green belt, and we've looked at the impact on openness of the green belt, and given the scale of the development and the general site context, it's considered there will be very minimal impact on openness and the general character of the area. So in relation to neighbors' amenity, the proposal would not lead to any overlooking, overshadowing, or overbearing impact. And then, also, any potential impact would not be significantly worse than what currently exists. So it's considered the proposal on its own would not lead to any additional amenity issue. And then in terms of highways, again, the proposal on its own would not lead to any significant increase in vehicular traffic, and as a result, it's considered there will be no severe detrimental highway issues. So the proposal has been reviewed by the highway engineer and environmental health officers, and both consultees have raised no objection. So based on the foregoing, officers are recommending the application for approval subject to conditions. Just after the publication of the agenda, the applicant requested some slight amendments to condition 2 of the officer report, which is to allow for the food kiosk to open from 9 a.m. as against the 10 a.m. Recommended. So this request has been discussed with environmental health officers, and they have confirmed that they've got no objection to the food kiosk opening from 9 a.m. So again, as a result of the confirmation from environmental health, it is recommended that condition 2 be amended to allow the food kiosk to open from 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Abiola. Just a quick one from me. What time's the kiosk shut?
So it closes at 9
PM.
9 p.m., yes.
Okay.
So it will be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but just on days when there will be events on
All right.
site, not every day of the week.
Thank you for clarity. Councillor?
It's just a query. So they've had temporary permission for all the structures for 3 years. Has there been any complaints?
We've checked with environmental health, and they have advised that there has not been any complaint relating to this particular proposal. They haven't received any complaints relating to the retention of the containers.
Do we have any further questions for the officer? No, thank you. The applicant would like to speak, so I'd like to call Mr. Berggren. Is it okay if I use James? I can say that a lot easier than Berggren. Please come forward. Have you done this before, James? I have. So you know the routine, yeah? Yes, thank you. Okay. When you're ready.
Good evening, members. My name is James Berggren of Edgeplan, and we're the agents for the application. Without wanting to sound repetitive from the speech given by the officer there, the application before you seeks the retention of 4 containers on a permanent basis, 1 to be used as a food kiosk and the other 3 to be used as changing facilities and storage for the club. The proposals also include the retention of an external seating area. In terms of the seating area, it is proposed to erect a canopy to keep attendees of football games dry in the event of bad weather. The design of the canopy we consider is wholly appropriate within its setting, being within the confines of the Vesticare Stadium. All of the containers that are subject of this application for their permanent use and siting are directly connected to the sports club use of the site. The containers each serve a functional purpose, a small scale, and therefore do not unduly impact upon the openness of the green belt. In terms of the previously permitted mobile food kiosk, this is to be removed and a container is to be retained as a food kiosk. We note that there are no highways and environmental health objections, and we would like to reiterate what the officer said and request that the opening hour of 10 a.m. specified in condition 2 is amended to 9 a.m. This is to align with the first kick-off of matches being around 8:45, 9 a.m. and the earlier opening time would allow attendees the opportunity to purchase food and drink, which would of course be beneficial to the club as well as provide a better experience for attendees. We respectfully request that you approve the application in line with your officer's recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Do we have any questions for James? Councillor?
Permission was granted because the main building had fire damage, and that was the reason. And why can't the main building be used now in terms of instead of carrying on with the container aspect?
The containers themselves that have been successfully running on the site and aiding the ability of the club to facilitate its users and members have been quite successful. And on that basis, they're looking to retain them permanently because they are functional, they do work well, and there's been no issues with them. So they are seeking to keep those. It may well be in the future that the main building is also used, as you say, but the containers themselves are really assisting and aiding the club in what they do.
Any further questions? No, thank you. Would anybody like to make any points or debate? Councillor Murphy?
Thank you, Chair. Looking at this, being on the green belt, I can, in good conscience, vote to put a permanent structure on the green belt, no matter how useful it is. I could, however, be minded to support another temporary planning application for the 3 years to roll it on. But I certainly can, in good conscience, vote to put a permanent structure on Greenbelt.
Councillor Charters.
Thank you very much, Chair. I wasn't actually going to say anything, but with what Councillor Murphy said there, I think I need to reassure some members that whilst it sits in the Greenbelt, it's on a developed piece of land. It's not going in the field, it's going on a developed piece of land where they already are. So to say that it's built in the Greenbelt is disingenuous because it's already built. It's a stadium that's been there for a number of years. I know that some residents close by have had other issues, but in regards to this specific application, I think it's just a disingenuous point you've made there, Councillor Murphy. Sorry, but it's not on the green. It's within the Greenbelt in terms of the legal designation, but it's on built-up brownfield land. So, thank you.
Would you like to respond, Councillor Murphy?
Certainly would. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem.
I'll ask Councillor Charters a very simple question. It's a yes or no question. Is it on Greenbelt? Yes or no? End of chat. Yes or no?
According to the report,
Sorry,
it's on
Councillor
Greenbelt
Charters,
land.
would you like to respond?
I mean, the report speaks for itself, Councillor Hint.
Thank
Is
you.
it yes or no? It's a simple question.
The report speaks for itself, Councillor Murphy, and I was directed to the chair, and I would advise that you do too.
Councillor Murphy?
Thank you for the response in good politician style.
I'd say that was 15 all. Anybody else? Okay. Does anyone wish to propose? I have a proposer. Do I have a seconder? All in favour? All against? The application is approved. Oh, sorry, my abstentions. Councillor Charters. Sorry. I was doing really well. Okay. Councillor Harkness. Then the application is approved. Thank you. Do we have an update on the appeals?
We do, Chair, just for noting, so there's no decision required on this. Covers quite a range of a wide period from the 12th of May to the 25th of July. So we've had 8 decisions on these appeals, 6 dismissed,
Yes.
with 2 allowed.
Right.
And in the same period, we've had 10 new appeals. So as always, the facts are set out on the table, but if any members want to ask any questions about them, happy to take them outside this meeting.
Thank you, Martin. Just a final note before... You certainly can, Councillor Davis.
Yeah, thanks, Martin. I would just noticed that looking through the list quickly there was one out of Failsworth on Propsall Drive. Is that one that's been refused and the people have appealed it?
Yeah, yes. So basically, an appeal can be made against an approval as well, which is why I was just wanted to just check. But yes, it will be. The appeals tend to be following a refusal of planning permission. Yeah.
Okay, just a final note. The next planning meeting, due to the likely subjects therein, will be held either in the main chamber or in the new chamber, depending on availability. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your attendance. Meeting adjourned.